Hello again everybody and a very warm welcome back to the channel. Hit like, hit subscribe if you're new here. It's great to have you on board with us today. And yes, we are back once again in the Miltech Simulation CH47D for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Off in the horizon over there, Anchorage, Ted Stevens International Airport, real big cargo hub. But we find ourselves here at Bryant Army Airfield for another mission in the mighty Chinook. Hope you're enjoying these videos so far. Share your thoughts down in the comments below as well. If you do want to see more of them, let me know. And we're going to dive straight in to setting up our helicopter for a flight further north. One of the rescue missions today, a Casevac assistance request come in from state troopers in the EFB, and we've activated the mission. So all we need to do is fire her up, get her airborne, and go save some people. Flight plan's already in, and you can see the mission brief here. So, infrastructure expansion project has resulted in an accident in Alaska. Obviously a simulation, this isn't based on any real world events, it's worth saying. Large scale fire has engulfed the equipment and vehicles, but workers are able to extinguish it, suffering some injuries. State troopers struggling to reach the folk injured due to treacherous terrain, and they've basically asked for our help. So, we are the CH47D from this airfield that has been dispatched to the scene. Due to be dispatched though, because we haven't yet taken off. So APU, everything's all good. Pumps on. Anti-cols, let's get those online. That's all good. Ready. Engine 1. Engine 2. The noise of this thing is so good. APU off. Okay, so warning's all off. FCS is on both. Steering lock engaged. Nav's all set. GPS is what we're going to be using today. Let's get the transponder on for now. No other requirements for anything else. Any nav assistance. Brakes off. Power. So we've got things like terrain to kind of be wary of today, and certainly off towards the valley, which is where we're headed over there, the direction in which we're looking at the moment. We've got some hills and mountains and things to be very wary of. We're going to get it to the runway, get the helicopter airborne, and we'll go from there. On the power, low cloud today. A little bit of yaw. Get us away from the old trees. Alright, so where we go. Lift off. So this mission is about 75 or so minutes in length. Naturally the video isn't going to be that long, but it is set in a part of the world which is absolutely spectacular to explore. It's part of Alaska that I've not ventured around before either myself, actually, it has to be said, so it's forcing me to go and explore different parts of the world in a region that I otherwise wouldn't have really bothered with. So really, really nice. I mean, look at that for an expanse around us there, a landscape. So we're going to follow the road around that ridge, and we'll see what we have to deal with when we arrive on scene. Now, of course, I mentioned it in a previous video, and that is Sim Update 15 with its tandem rotor support. It's something that we can really look forward to, and I'm excited to see what differences that brings to the simulation. And I'd also like to see an expansion of the missions as well. These are quite fun, and gives you a little bit of dynamism to your operations of the Chinook, for example. And actually, it's quite nice bringing into account various other packages that are offered from Miltech Simulations as well. It requires you to plan your route a little bit carefully, so instead of just following the magenta line and going direct to, you might have to, like we did, venture out towards a bit more of a open landscape to gain altitude before you then think about tackling something like this, the mountains. But again, as I've already mentioned, it makes you explore the world, and there's probably no better helicopter for it either. Ultimately, this is so unique in what it has been able to do with its rich operating history with militaries and things across the world over the years. It's just a spectacular machine, and the missions mean that you get to experience this kind of visual in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, I'm an airliner guy in the sim, that's my jam, and I wouldn't come and venture here in a 737-800 and fly over the crest of a mountain ridge towards a lake and towards a whole load of other rock, because you just wouldn't do it. Whereas this allows you to be adventurous and explore the world in a little bit more of a spicy way. And I love it. I think the product is great. I mean, look how great the sim looks. And you can enjoy it flying at 150 knots in a Chinook. You can be as crazy as you want to be in it. Right, so over this crest, we can see right off in the distance some smoke and actually potentially a fire as well. So that potentially is our target. So we'll continue through the valley, potentially following a river there or a road, I'm not sure which, straight up to that. That's our impetus, that's the kind of part of the landscape that's really screaming out to us at the moment, so probably where the risk is. So cautions advisory is all good, steering locked, park brake is off, all the nav and the lights are all set. Instruments are good. Oil, engine, T's and P's, transmission, T's and P's and oil, all good. And this looks to be our location. Taking me about 40 minutes to get to this point, by the way. Just to give you a point of reference, so it's probably near to an hour and a half, 90 minutes round trip. Give or take a bit of faff in the middle. Beautifully scenic route though. Alright, so first we're going to fly over the top of it, have a little look, assess what we've got underneath, and then find a suitable landing location. Yeah. On scene. Chuffing heck. That's a big old fire. Go full air show style. So I'm still learning this helicopter, but the more I fly it, the more I kind of get used to the way in which it operates and the way it feels to handle as well. Be running away out the way here. So, quick check with the Loadmaster. All the patients on board. We'll get the ramp closed and we'll get back towards the airfield. Don't want to go too close to that fire. So what we'll do is we'll inch away out towards this little bit of ridge. And then get moving. Look at that reflection there, that silhouette down there underneath by the bottom of that door. Oh, exceptional. So working to get a little bit of height to get away from all the mountains. We're going to cut the most direct track back. Right, so here we go, back at the airfield, lining up with the runway, and we've burned a lot of fuel on this journey actually, so pretty much full on the way out. And we've got about 4,000 pounds of fuel in each of the main tanks left, but the auxiliary tanks have all been used up. Still plenty though for us to get wherever we need to go. For example, Ted Stevens, if this all goes wrong here, not envisaging that though, of course. So that's why the warning lights are on, steering's all locked, everything else is all good. Just tickling the speed off here a little bit for us. So this is one of the airfield scenery packages that are included within the Miltech Simulation CH47D add-on, and naturally forms part of one of the missions, the one that we've done today. So with the mission all complete, now we've got back to base, what we need to do is open the big ramp at the back of the helicopter, get rid of everybody from inside and shut the engines down. One of the comments that I had on the last video was actually a lot of videos that a person had watched. They'd noticed that nobody really covers the shutdown of the helicopter, so I'll do that today. One thing that is worth pointing out though is the rotors take a long time to stop, so even if I shut down the engines, the rotors will continue to spin for another few minutes. We'll turn the engines off, lower the ramp, clear out the medics. So the engines are off. Now it's just the energy of the rotor blades keeping them spinning. In lieu of any rotor brake or anything like that that we could use, these will continue to spin for another maybe 2 minutes until they decelerate sufficiently and then eventually stop. But there you go. One of the rescue missions, Casevac missions in Alaska with the Miltech Simulation CH47D for Microsoft Flight Simulator, wonderful Chinook, and as you can see I'm having quite a bit of fun flying it. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Again, share your thoughts in the comments below. As I mentioned at the start, hit like, hit subscribe as well if you're new to the channel, flying with us for perhaps the first time. But in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching. The links for this will be in the description down below if you want to purchase it direct from Miltech Simulations, and we'll see you in a live stream perhaps in the near future. Thanks for watching. Take care.